Okay, so good evening, sir. It has been a pleasure for us as you are here to share your wonderful experience you had. And to all of us watching this, I would like to introduce Ashish, sir. He is currently an associate engineer at Qualcomm and has previously worked as software engineer intern at Gap Inc. Additionally, his lead code rating showcased his competitive skills and problem-solving skills. He has been public relation head of SECE, music head of Team Invicta, the fashion club of NIT Jamshedpur, creative head of Culfest 25. With such a stellar profile, and his journey is sure to inspire and guide us. I'll try to cover all the aspects with the question. Let us start with the first question. Please tell us, sir, the brief overview of your role and your company.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Ashish, and currently I'm working as an associate engineer at Qualcomm here in Chennai, and I'm part of the AI accelerator team, and we basically are working in the system integration test team. So that's about my current role. Before that, during my third year, I had done an internship during the summer at Capping, where I was an Android developer intern in the Android team, the official app team, and that's how it's been. And currently, after completing my 6 month internship at Qualcomm, I joined in as an associate engineer here at in the same team.
That's fantastic, sir. Well, how did you get this opportunity?
So this opportunity was an on-campus opportunity. We Qualcomm visited our campus like last year during I guess September. They visited and they conducted the rounds, and that's how we got selected.
And when and how did you start your coding journey?
So I started my coding journey like way early, like during the first year itself. Our seniors have been really supportive in this journey. I would have to say, like when I was in first year, my final year seniors, they used to guide us. They used to let us know what was necessary, how everything should be done, and they used to do these sessions with us. They were a part of SEC actually. They were, I think, they have been responsible for like making SEC more interactive with our juniors, and they guided us with all the resources you can think of. So I started during the first year. The development journey was, I think, around, it started during second year. I started with web development actually because I thought that's like everything everyone was doing that, and it was a little bit easy to grasp at the moment. But slowly I started looking at other domains too. Like during my internship, I had a chance to work on Android development, so that's one scope. And now I'm working in the machine learning domain. So like slowly I've got to understand all these different domains. And talking about DSA, so there are like if you talk about DSA preparation, I used to follow the Striver Street like right from the beginning, and it is like very comprehensive when it comes to all the different types of questions that you can think of. So I think those things helped me a lot during this journey.
Okay, sir, that given that we are from EC branch has also various opportunity. So at what point you decide that you should opt for non-core instead of core?
So I think this decision came pretty early on. Like I think end of first year is when you actually have to decide whether you want to go into core or you want to stick to like go to software field. So I think that major thing comes in when you step into second year and your core subjects come in and you realize that what is best for you. So I thought like I have always been like involved in coding and related stuff, so I always had this in the back of my mind. So yeah, I think second year was when I started all this. But right now in Qualcomm, if you tell me like we partly work on electronics a lot. Like we are always involved with firmware. So there is software, lot of software involved, but you also need to know your basic concepts of electronics from your BTech. So I think for Qualcomm, it is a bit necessary. Yeah.
So, sir, as we all know that you were the public relation head of SEC and you also hold various PORs in various domains of our college. So, how did you manage your studies, your various responsibilities, and your coding skills?
So, talking about the different clubs and societies that I was part of, I was very selective when it came to these. I only joined those clubs which I knew I would not leave during the 4 years of my college life. So, I spent a lot of time at first selecting which all clubs I want to pick with, and fortunately, I got into those clubs and I stick with them for the final year of mine. And I think that's a very important decision to make because during your first year, people usually join many clubs and then they don't have time to, manage everything, and then your academics get hampered a lot. So I think if you're very selective with what you want to do, then it's fine. And I think balancing responsibilities was not that much of an issue. Yeah, during some semesters, yeah, the end sem used to take a toll, and the CGPA, yeah, to maintain the CGPA is definitely a challenge when you're in EC branch. So yeah, but
Okay,
I
that's
think
good.
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Sir, please continue.
Yeah, I think people usually get past that, and in EC, as we have seen, so it's not that much of an issue.
Okay, that's great, sir. I hope that we could learn something from you. Can you share your interview experience, your selection process, and how many rounds you went through while going to the companies?
Yeah, so when Qualcomm visited our campus, they held an online assessment round at first. So the online assessment consisted of MCQ questions. It was held on some platform. I'm not able to remember which platform it was, but it was the structure was such that there were a lot of MCQs from various domains, various subjects like DBMS, computer networks, OOPS. You have those output questions like to test your basic programming skills. There was that, and there was some, I think, one or two coding questions which were, I would say, easy to moderate. If you ask me about the topics, I would say these were from binary trees and strings and arrays. So that is that. After the online assessment, they shortlisted some students for the interview rounds, and I think there were around 20 to 25 people selected for the first round of interviews, and that was basically a managerial round. I think the people who took my interview are actually, she's my manager now. So that was that. And in that round, it was they discussed about the project with me. They Since I had a project which was related to one of my clubs, it was a uh, I was part of Quad Invicta, the fashion club. So I designed the whole website for them, and throughout like the past year, so I'd worked a lot on it. So I displayed that whole website to the interviewer. I explained them how I'm managing the database and how I've designed everything, basically the front end. And she did go into like the DB structure and how we are implementing the login system and how we are implementing the blog section of the website. So she asked me some questions on that. Although like she didn't go very deep into it, she just wanted an overview of that whole website. And then she proceeded with a simple DSA question based on matrices. It was something to do with diagonals and some basic properties of matrices, and I was able to solve like all the follow-up questions that she was asking. So after this round, out of 25 people, they shortlisted some 10 to 15 people for the next round. And this next round was very straightforward, as I got to know from other people who had interviewed during that time. They just had two questions, and all those people who were able to solve those two questions thoroughly and get the follow up questions right, they were selected eventually. So the questions which were asked to me were both on binary trees. So the first question was to actually construct a binary tree and tell me the different ways of the traversals that you can perform on the binary tree. And the second question was to mirror the binary tree, which was also a very standard question. You can find it on different sheets, like the Striver sheet. You can find it. You can find it on the love cover sheet. So like these are the two questions, and I think I solved it in like this half an hour time that they had, and I think they were satisfied with that. And there was no HR round after that. Like they sent out a final list, and That was it. There was no HR round in Qualcomm.
Okay, so how would you like to describe your working environment on and your office culture in the present company which you are working and also in the previous companies based on your interaction and what you have learned so far?
Okay, so if I talk about my summer internship, right? So that was back in 2024. It was the company Gap Inc. is mostly works on. It's a retail company, so there is some difference when it comes to retail, financial, and core electronics companies. The work culture definitely changes. So since it was a retail company, it was pretty hybrid. You just had to go 2 days to office, and you can the rest of the days you can chill at home. So that was pretty good, but when I came to Qualcomm, things suddenly changed. You have new technology every day. You have to keep up with everything. And they come 5 days office. There's no work from home or something like that. So that's the thing with these different institutions. If you join a banking company, the work culture is completely different there. And you join a core electronics company like Qualcomm, Nvidia, or Infineon, or any other like that. So they have a very up to date market. They have to be up to date, otherwise competition, with AI, everything is changing day by day, so you have to be up to date. So that's one thing which I saw. It's You have to learn things daily. That's
Yes, and so now talking about your placement journey or about a 4 years college journey, have you ever felt demotivated? And if you felt so, what you did to overcome it?
Demotivation. Yeah, I think during that period of not receiving the PPO from your internship company and not getting placed in your final year, that is a very crucial time, I think, for even for all the juniors who are right now in placement. If anyone has an internship, doesn't matter, but that time is really crucial, and I think most of us were really demotivated that time. But but we had hope with all the companies coming in, and with all the preparation that we had done these 3 years, that our luck will shine someday and we'll get a chance to give an interview and we can prove ourselves. So that's that. And yeah, I just kept revising. I just kept revising whatever I had studied. I went through all my projects thoroughly. I made sure that I know everything in the project, and every possible question that they can ask me. If they ask me what is left to improve in your project, I should be ready with that answer too. I should be ready with what I'm going to improve later on. So it doesn't show that okay, I'm just done with the project. I have something in mind in future. So yeah, all I just kept preparing, keeping myself. Yeah, and then there are times when you are not prepared in the interview. You have left some topic out. You are not. But I think you should trust your gut, and you should be confident while giving the interview that you are not prepared in this topic, and you can just tell the interviewer straightforward that I'm not confident in this one. You can ask me something else. So yeah, I was just thorough with all that I have studied till now.
Okay, so we find a lot of difficulties while making our resume. So, do you have any advice for building a resume which can stand out from others?
Yeah, so I think a very common theme when making resumes is the latex format of creating resumes. There is this website called Overleaf wherein you can go and paste in a standard latex code, and you can, edit the format, and it will generate a resume. Now, the purpose why we do that is because all of these companies that when you submit your resume, they go through an ATS, something called an application tracking system. So if you have that kind of resume which follows a certain standard, then your chances of getting selected for that company's process is even higher. So I think first step is that, and then when it comes to the content of the resume, I think you should be really specific and very, there is a standard set in the industry. Some words, some keywords you should use, and how to frame them, and only and bold, specify your things which you have. If there are some project details you have mentioned in your resume, let's say 4 points, so you need to highlight what are the important things in those 4 points. So the HR or the recruiter doesn't have to go through all of your resume. You should just have a look at it, and you should see all the important points what are mentioned. So, I think that is important.
Sir, are there any mistakes which you made during your preparation journey and you would advise your juniors not to repeat them?
Yeah, when it comes to mistakes, I think procrastination is one of the biggest mistakes which I did. So I think all of the juniors who are in first year, second year, if you have something in your mind that yeah, I will do this, ये बाद में कर लेंगे, बहुत time है, you should not do that. You should plan out things and complete as soon as possible, because I did that and I had some things left out. And fortunately, it didn't cause any trouble for me, but you never know what could have go wrong in an interview. They might stick to something. So you should be fully prepared right from the beginning. And I think that was one major issue which I faced during these 4 years. Procrastination is something which you'll have to be up with.
And lastly, sir, do you have any advice or tips for your juniors who aspire to follow your footsteps and achieve success in their coding journey?
Yeah, one advice would be to look out for different domains. Like during my time, we were very like this. There was this a little bit of sheep mentality. Like whatever everyone is doing, we will be doing that also. But I think that's not good. You should go out and see what's good for you. If you feel that you like machine learning, you should go ahead and do a machine learning course. Let's say it won't take much time. It would take like a couple of months. If you like Android development, if you like making apps which stand out, you should go ahead and do some Android development, some iOS development. And the same goes with web development. But I think you should find your niche in that and build good projects. And because you never know which company you go and what role they put you into. Like I've been into all three of these roles, and I can say that to learn anything, it won't take a lot of time, and it's pretty much easy. Like there's a big community out there for every domain, so you'll find resources for everything. So I think you should go out and find what you like. So because it would eventually help you in your career. If you are put in some team where the technology is different, it would take you very less time to grasp things.
Okay, sir. And now I would like to ask you that if you are a second year student, like basically if you are a second year student and you are doing DSA, you are doing CP simultaneously, and you want to start web dev for doing projects so that you can put them on your resume, plus you have your academics also, so how to balance all these things?
Okay, so you have to like create a line between these academics and these coding journey, because we are in electronics branch. So if you are prioritizing software engineering as a job career, so you'll have to make a line between academics and coding. You'll have to see, okay, how much of a CGPA is important for me? Am I devoting enough time for that, and I'm not overspending my time just for the sake of that 8.5 CGPA or 9 CGPA. Like it's fine to have like an 8 CGPA. It's also fine to have a 7.5 plus CGPA. That's what I'm saying. So that works good for the entire placement journey. You won't face that much of a problem if your CGPA is less than 8. But so you'll have to create a line between that. And once you do that, you'll see that okay, my CGPA is sorted now, and I can focus on the coding stuff. I can focus on this web development project. I can focus on this machine learning course that I'm doing. You can create time for that. Obviously, if you're involved in other clubs in college, if you're involved in other activities, you'll have to take out time. But I guess that partition between academics and coding journey is what works well.
Sir, does the number of questions, like how much number of questions you have sought during your preparation journey, does it matters during that interview or selection?
Yeah, it does matter when it comes to solving the sheet. Like there is this driver sheet and love purple
Yes.
sheet. These are the very two famous sheets. So if you go through, let's say you complete the whole sheet, but then you go to lead code and you see all the other variations of, let's say, linked list questions. There are a lot of variations of linked list questions which are not included in the sheet. So you will have a good understanding of the topic. And let's say the interviewer doesn't ask you a standard question. He asks you a standard question, then he puts some modification on top of it, and he asks you. So you will be prepared because you have solved so many questions on linked list. So you know, okay, I can approach this question this way. So that goes the same for all the other topics as well. Linked list, stack, queue, TP, let's say graph. So I think if you solve more number of questions, you there is a benefit in the long run.
And so, what about the CP and DSA? Like, which one we should give priority?
Okay, for the initial 1 or 2 years while you're in college, you should be doing competitive programming. I personally was not very much into it. I jumped to DSA very early, but I think it helps when it comes to online assessment because some of the companies they stick to a very traditional way of asking like competitive coding questions. So I think people who are very much into code forces, ratings, and giving contests there, they succeed there very nicely. They are very easily able to solve those questions, and I think yeah, that's for the first 2 years you should be doing that, and then you should switch to DSA, and you will see that solving lead code questions or questions from the sheets will be much easier if you have spent like 1 or 2 years over competitive programming. So
Okay, and thank you so much, sir, for your sharing your journey and insight with us. I'm sure we will gain a lot of valuable information and inspiration from your experience. We wish you all the best for your new role as an associate engineer at Qualcomm. Thank you, sir.
thank you.